All right, so this is a tutorial on Algebra 1, A11 classified numbers. So we have various different number classifications from natural, whole, integer, rational, irrational, and real. The quick story on each of the numbers is natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're the simple counting numbers. Whole numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so on. So there's not much of a difference between natural and whole. The only difference is 0. Integers are positive and negative whole numbers. So you have like -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, so on and so on. Rational numbers are any number that can be expressed as a fraction. So it could be like a square root as long as it gives you a whole number. It could be a decimal as long as it could be converted to a fraction, or it could be a fraction. So the opposite of that is irrational. Irrational numbers are numbers that can't be written as a fraction. So they go on and on forever, just like pi. And real number is pretty much everything you can think of, as long as it's not the square root of a negative number. So here when it says which of the following are rational numbers, well, they're all rational because they can be written as a fraction. Here, pi, we just talked about that. That's an irrational number. Why? Well, because it's a decimal that goes on forever and ever and can't be written as a fraction. Which of the following are natural numbers? So natural numbers are like whole numbers. So the only one that's a whole number here is 4. Is -6 a whole number? And the answer is no, because it's negative. Is this a whole number? Well, innately, that's a fraction, so it's not a whole number. It's part of a whole number. Which of the following are rational numbers? So remember, rational numbers are numbers that can be written as fractions. So notice this one might not look like it could be written as a fraction, but because that 7 repeats, I can actually make that a fraction. It turns out this is actually 3 7/9. Pi is not rational. 0 and 2 are. Now, click all of the following that apply. Well, we're talking about 6. Well, 6 is real. It's a natural. It's a rational, and it's a whole number. So it's all of them. Which of the following is an integer? Well, -9 is an integer. And these are all fractions, which means it's not an integer because they're not whole numbers there. Which of the following is irrational? Well, pi is irrational, and that's that. So 79, well, that's a natural. It's a real number, it's a whole number, and it's an integer. So it's all of them. So notice this bar means that 7, 5 repeats. So it's 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5. All right, so is this an integer? And the answer is no, because it's not a positive or negative whole number. Rational numbers, these are fractions, so that's a fraction. That can be written as a fraction. So can 71, and 17/15 is a fraction, so we're good to go on that. So 91/75, that's not a whole number. It's rational. It's not irrational because you can't be rational and irrational, and it's not an integer. So it's just rational. Is 79/71 an integer? And the answer is no. And look at that, we're already at an 81. So that's how you do it. Good luck.